Hi, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Sean.
And you're listening to the Dead Baby Bear podcast.
Dead Baby Bear. Long story.
Are you ready for this?
Welcome to the Dead Baby Bear podcast, starring Kathleen McGee. We lost a guest.
We had
No
a guest
guest.
last week. We're not gonna have a guest every week. We only want quality guests, right?
Ouch.
Why does that say ouch?
Well, you just burned everybody that you haven't had on yet.
Fuck you, everyone that we haven't had on yet. Then I'm just living my life, and I'm living with a carefree lifestyle.
Yeah, you're a sugar-free Kathleen McGee. Sugar-free Red Bull, sugar-free life. Everybody's just pretending.
Oh, I wish I was sugar-free life. It's hard to quit sugar.
Well, sugar is the best thing in the world.
Sugar is the best thing in the world.
That's why it's killing us, because we love it.
Yeah, I wish that they would give. Why can't broccoli be the best thing in the world, like taste-wise? Wouldn't it be great if you were depressed and you're just like, I'm gonna go home and eat some broccoli and cry into my pillow?
Yeah, but then there'd still be nobody fatter than us, so we'd still be fat. You know.
Fuck.
Like
There's
if broccoli
no
was
winning.
delicious, then there would be no fatter chicks than you are, so you'd still be considered obese.
We'd all be these like super 100-pound obese women.
Yeah, you'd be 40 pounds lighter, and people would still think you were fat.
Yeah, it's totally true. We were talking about this with my at my friend's house yesterday because my best friend Jana, my best friend Jana, she's a gorgeous girl, and she's not a big girl, right? At all. Like you would never put her ever. And she met Sarah Jessica Parker, and so there's pictures of her with Sarah Jessica Parker, and she looks like enormous next to her.
Yeah, well, because Sarah Jessica Parker is just bones, right? Like
She's just like
so
this tiny,
tiny. Yeah.
Tiny little thing, but that's just like that's why like when you meet like girls who you play the fat best friend and you're like a size 4, like because you look bigger next to these super tiny little.
Well, and then you realize like Mr. Big's penis was probably 4 inches. You know what I mean?
They don't call him Mr. Big for a reason.
No, like if you saw his dick in real life, you'd be like, that's big. It's TV big. It's a TV.
Big. That's a TV big cock.
Yeah. That's
a TV. Speaking of cock on television.
My penis is on television, but just next to Tom Cruise's face, so it has to be tiny.
I've started watching The Deuce. Have you heard about this show?
What is The Deuce?
The Deuce is on HBO, and it's like about the prostitution industry in New York, like in Hell's Kitchen in the 60s and 70s, and like it's got like Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Franco. It's so good. Like it's just a really cool thing to watch.
Cool.
And but there's a lot of fucking in it. Like anybody walking
That's
in my neighborhood, like binge watching this show, and they're just like walking by, and I've constantly got a topless girl fucking somebody. And
Against her will.
Against her will. And they show, oh no, that's a different show. They showed the micropenis. It's another HBO series.
Called The Micro Deuce. What?
It's called Euphoria.
Oh, it's Euphoria, and
Have
they
you
showed a
seen
micropenis. No, I have not seen that.
You need to get Crave.
I should get Crave.
You don't need anything. You don't even know. Netflix is not as fun. Anyway.
No, it isn't as fun.
But you get HBO stuff. So Euphoria. They all have a lot of dicks in it too. But Euphoria is about teenagers, and there's this one girl who starts being like a cam girl, but she like nothing sexy. She's just dancing.
Yeah, just stuff your dad would hate.
Yeah, just if your dad would be like, find it on YouPorn and be like, no, my daughter's ass. She's too into the body positivity movement. Anyway.
Yeah.
But okay, so she meets this guy who starts watching your things, and he wants to do like a private Skype, and it turns out he has a micro penis. But he pulls his pants down and he shows her, and I was like, look at it, pause. I was like, is this like an actor that specializes in having a micro penis, or is it like a costume piece thing that he's wearing that they make?
Yeah, maybe he has like a Game of Thrones midget dick or something. Like he could, you know how. Midgets can only work in certain because he couldn't have been a micropenis actor.
You never know. There's people that are desperate to be actors.
Just a Photoshop dick, probably.
Do you think that if like this guy's, because he wasn't anybody, he was just like a dude, like he wasn't anybody famous. I was like, well, maybe his agent called him like, look, we got you a part finally after 20 years of auditioning.
How big's your dick?
And then he'll be like 1 inch, and they're like, perfect.
Please say micro.
Booked it.
Finally booked my first fucking Coors commercial.
My first micro penis walk on.
It's a Coors Light commercial? It's the right beer now.
Yeah, because only guys with little dicks drink Coors Light.
Yeah, you stupid tiny penis people. No, it would be good for me, like, just self-confidence wise, to see a micro penis now and then, you know? Like
I saw it and I was like, that, wow. I've never seen that.
Why would he be sharing that with a cam girl? Like,
Because
hey, cam girl,
his-
check this out.
Because that's his thing, and then he likes to be demeaned and like told he's a piece of shit. So she just starts laughing at him and telling me it looks like she's like, I never fucked that, and he's like, tell me more. Like
Oh,
he's,
gross.
you know, there's people that have weird fucking kinks out there. Everyone has weird shit. Don't kink shame him.
Don't kink shame that man with a micro penis. So the Deuce is about prostitution.
The Deuce is about prostitution in like Hell's Kitchen and like Times Square when it was shitty, like in the 60s and 70s. It's actually really, really good. Really good. And then they kind of start getting into pornography, like, but the film pornography stuff, like not video yet.
Because the film pornography industry is a pretty cool, like, throwback.
Well, yeah, well, that's like, they do lots of scenes in the theaters. Like, men used to sit in theaters together, and it's a bonding experience, watch a pornography movie and jerk off.
Well, they were all there. When you're left with no, like, it seems.
That's where Pee Wee Herman was found.
Right, but it seems ridiculous. But if you have no option, then you're doing that.
Oh, yeah. Know. Like, to us now it seems, but yeah, like, no one could just sit at home on their phone and jerk off back then. They had to, like, go into a theater, get some popcorn.
Sit down.
You know that there's a venue in Vancouver called the Fox Cabaret? And the Fox Cabaret used to be a porn theater. And if you go and you, like, Google Fox Cabaret pre-renovations, there's pictures of, like, the...
Was there ever, like live porn? Because that would have been cool.
Yeah, like New Orleans has that. And Mexico has live sex shows. Like, when I went to
New
Orleans...
Like, so they're just fucking on stage, like Broadway.
I was, like, 16. We were walking down Bourbon Street, and I'm like, what the... These two people were just fucking on stage. My cousin's like, well, you're 16. You need to learn how this happens. She didn't bring me in and sit me down, but she's like, I don't know. Whatever.
This is sex ed.
Not like I was 16 and I had no idea what sex was.
When did you learn what it was?
I wonder how old I was. Probably, my parents had like a sex picture book that like they gave to me and my brother, and they're like, learn.
No. They didn't give it to you.
Then my dad gave it to us. He's like, you guys flip through this and.
What? Why was your dad giving you a sex positions book?
No, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't positions. It was like everything. It was like human sexuality.
The
but there were like
people.
There were people fucking in it, and I remember. Jana, we should have Jana on one day. Jana came over and we would drink ginger ale out of wine glasses. And we'd go downstairs and look through the book and giggle our asses off at like why does that penis look like Snuffleupagus? And it really did. It was like this fur up here, and then it was
it was furry.
Well, his pubes were like sticking straight up. Like it was pretty funny. But no, I was probably like 11 or 12. I feel like that's a normal age for like
yeah.
I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe it's changed.
Oh, it's definitely changed.
There's no way kids don't know about sex right away because of it's
absolutely
everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so accessible.
Yeah, they can just get it on their phones.
Yeah. How old your kids are? Like what, 10?
Yeah, 10 and 8. So for sure, if you go down like a YouTube wormhole, as a child, and even if you like filter it, like, okay, you can't see the bad content, it doesn't matter because there's always bad content being put on before it can be removed as bad content, right? So they're still seeing everything. So yeah, you can't really, like you're like, oh, he's 10, he's in, but he was in sex ed this year in grade 5. Oh,
sex ed was the best. The question box.
That's right.
Yeah, the question terminology. Box. Somebody once asked in our question box, what does an orgasm feel like? I think this was like in grade 7. Some girl asked that, or some boy, I don't know. And the teacher was like, a big sneeze.
A big sneeze. Yeah. That's why guys.
That's why I now go, I'm coming when I sneeze. I'm coming.
Bless you, you lucky bitch. No.
Yeah, I wonder, did they have the question box for your kids?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that'll never die. Like, that is a tried and true teaching.
That is, yeah. You're too embarrassed to ask.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was no questions that needed to be answered, really, for us. It's like,
Why?
well,
You were just little fuck robots?
no,
in
but we were
grade?
just like, what are you gross? Like, because all you're thinking,
everyone was gross
because
out.
you're not thinking about yourself sexually. You're thinking about all the people you didn't know before you knew what sex was. Now you're seeing them through a different lens, as like all these adults that I've known my whole tiny life have been fucking the whole time. And I
Or
didn't
in my
even.
parents' case, never.
No, they were probably giving it a little
Maybe once after I was
little
born.
pelvic mischief. Once after you were born?
I don't know. They were good together. Anyway.
No. Well, okay. Wendy's going to hate this part.
Wendy's gonna do another mediocre review.
She's not going to listen to more than one.
I hope not. I really hope not. If she's listening,
It's not for parents.
not for parents. Not for parents at all.
Luckily, my dad would never listen to this.
He would never.
No, because this is his morning. He just, hey, Google, play Joan Rivers. And then Google plays some Joan Rivers, and he's go,
That's all. He
that's funny. Yeah, so I'll come over to his house, and because I'm a comedian, he thinks I want to hear comedy. We've had the same argument for 15 years.
Oh my god, that's funny.
But in the last 5 years, it's gotten stupider because now he has Hey Google.
Hey,
So now he'll be
Google.
like, Sean, you've got to listen to this one. Hey Google, play Janet Regali. And I'll be like, hey Google, quit. Dad, I don't want to listen to fucking stand-up comedy, period. And he's like, no, this one is really good. Hey Google, play. And then, hey Google, quit. And I don't want to fuck. So he tries to get me to listen to other people's stand-up that he's randomly come across on the internet.
Has he ever said, "Hey Google, play Kathleen McGee"?
No, he is not.
Oh no.
But if he did, I would say, hey Google, quit.
Yeah, I hope you would.
Well,
I hope you
why would you?
I hope you wouldn't not. I hope you would not. I hope you would let me in with Joan Rivers and ask me to stop.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't give a fuck who it is.
You
I'm
just
not. I don't want to listen. I mean, you're the same way. Like,
I don't listen. Yeah, it's hard to listen to comedy. Yeah, it's just. When
Yeah,
I was
you
a kid,
just-
we listened to Dennis Leary all the time. That was one we listened to all the time. But like now, people are like, have you heard this album? Have you heard? I'm like, no, I just.
We listened to a lot of Cosby, and even then, I knew he was a rapist, and I didn't care.
You knew that then.
Yep. No,
Shut
I didn't.
up.
I did not know that.
Of course you didn't.
I was like 6 or 7 years old. Why are we listening to the rapist, Papa? Son, he's America's dad. He's America's rape dad.
He's America's daddy too.
He's America's rapist.
Rape daddy.
Yeah, so I didn't know. I didn't even know what stand-up comedy was. I thought I was listening to like a person telling interesting stories.
Yeah, well, that's too, because I think I saw like Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious, and we also watched Bill Cosby, the one where he's at the dentist. We'd rent that one all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest one for an Alberta kid of my age was Andrew Dice Clay,
Oh,
because that was nasty and naughty.
nasty and naughty.
So people would be like, check this out. Like you go to some dumb party,
and they'd be like, listen
and they'd be
to
like, you
this.
got to listen to this. Let's take a break from AC/DC and pop on some Dice Man.
That was the best part about being a kid, is like listening to stuff that you didn't think you should be listening to.
Yeah. It wasn't even that. It wasn't like I was laughing my head off.
It was just naughty.
I just knew that I wasn't supposed to be watching it.
Yeah.
And that's why it was funny.
When the Adam Sandler first CD came out, They're All Gonna Laugh at You, I bought it with Jana. This is crazy. This is a Jana talking. I just love this girl.
This is all Jana.
All Jana, all the time. We bought that at HMV, and then we went home and listened to it, and then we get to the song At a Medium Pace. And we're listening to this song. We're probably like 12. Listening to this song, and like we're both sitting there like, our faces are getting wider and wider, and we're dying laughing. Like just
That's hilarious.
I'll never forget that, laughing. And then we call her house, and we're like to her brother, who's I think 3 or 4 years younger than us. So he would have been like,
You
8.
gotta hear this.
You gotta hear this, Jeff. You gotta hear this. So Jana puts it on at a medium pace and puts it on my phone, and then landline. And then she played the entire song, and then she gets back on the phone and she's like, wasn't that hilarious? And then it's her dad being like, no, it wasn't. Get your ass home right now. You
Who
are
the
not allowed
fuck-
to hang out with Kathleen anymore.
Seriously?
We got like friendship grounded for like a month because we put Jeff on. He was like 8 or 9, so probably shouldn't have been hearing these words.
No.
And then he started crying. So her dad was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Why would he be crying?
Jeff's sensitive boy.
Wow.
But yeah.
At a medium. I don't like to think of this.
But yeah, that like I remember, and we got grounded from each other. But like there were so many like little or Sunday night sex show with Sue Johansson.
Right.
I remember like riding home in my minivan with my family, like in the back seat, and I had my little Walkman, and I was like listening to the Sunday night sex show. I'm like, oh my god, what if they can hear this? And I kept on like pushing the thing in to make sure it didn't come.
Oh, it's yeah. That Sue Johansson show, like, that was insane.
Yeah, if you didn't grow up on Sue Johansson, you missed out. I think.
I don't remember. I just thought it was like the things she was saying. Like she would, she'd be giving just the sickest, dirtiest advice. Like,
it's not sick.
Hey, how do you get cum out of polyester? And then she'd be like, get some baking soda and
Lick
vinegar
it out.
and lick the fucker
Lick
out.
the fuck
Liquefy it and suck it up. It's just cum, princess.
I would love to have some expert, like female, being like, just swallow it. It's just cum, princess. Stop being a little princess.
Fucking knock your crown off and swallow a load for once.
Oh my god, that's very Handmaid's Tale. Like,
is it?
Well,
yeah.
kind of like just. Yeah. Okay, I don't know.
But no, Sue was like, boom. She didn't fuck around. She wasn't embarrassed. She never got embarrassed by anything.
But she also like I never called in or anything. But she always like people were like, oh, hey, so sometimes when my boyfriend fucks me, my vagina makes a sound. And then Sue would be, and that is a queef, and that's fine.
I think it'd be funny if she's like, and that is a queef, and that's not okay.
And you need to get to the hospital, miss.
If your vagina's making that noise, you either have gonorrhea or your partner's penis is too small.
Oh, it's definitely the penis is too small.
Might be gonorrhea. I have been having a lot of sex with different people, and I only queef with Steve.
I only queef with Steve.
I have 9 sexual partners, and I never queef with any of them but Steve. I wonder what's happening.
Smallest penis. It's really weird.
It's really weird.
It's really weird.
He makes me queef.
He makes me queef.
I don't know. So what did you do? You were at the Yunks, right?
I was at Yunks with our guest last week, Rob Pugh, and it was very fun. And his mom has a companion dog for
like
PTSD.
PTSD, okay.
And this dog is one of those dogs that was raised by prisoners. Do you know that they have that program?
I still don't think they should do that.
Do you think that like dog is like slowly it's just gonna like wait for another few more years and then burn the house down?
Let's say you break into a house and hit an old woman with a cast iron frying pan. And then 2 months later, you're like, you're a good boy. You know what I mean? Like, you're training an animal. You're a good boy. Like, you're not a good boy. You're a fucking criminal. Who's a good boy? Not you. You hit an old woman with a pan. I just don't, you're in there. You're not supposed to be having fun.
You shouldn't be having fun.
You shouldn't be having a good time.
So you don't have like any, like with prisoners, you don't have any like hope for rehabilitation?
Just who cares? Like, that's up to you. That's not me. Why should we worry about your rehabilitation? We didn't care about you. We didn't care about you before you fucking stole that car.
A lot of criminals they're here because their parents did not have an abortion. So
isn't that interesting?
A lot of criminals. I mean, I don't have any stats to prove this, but I feel like
you think most criminals should have been aborted.
So
you thought I was being mean for saying I don't care about their rehabilitation. You're saying they should never have lived at all. That's deep. That's deep and dark.
Oh, it is deep and dark.
That's queef world.
That's science. That's sci-fi there for you. There's gonna be a movie where like you can test the DNA of a baby, and then they're just gonna like have to arrest babies as soon as they're born.
If you had PTSD and somebody said, "Here's 2 dogs. One was trained by professionals that live in the outside, and the other one was raised by people in jail," wouldn't you want to know what crime they were in for before you accepted that dog?
I don't think I'm in oblivion
what if he's a rapist?
land all the time.
So a rapist trained your PTSD dog. Congratulations. Here's a dog that was trained by fucking trauma itself.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? How's that animal supposed to help with your shitty little fake trauma when real trauma trained it? That guy could turn a Shih Tzu into the brain of a Rottweiler.
That dog's been trained by trauma.
It's always weird too, when people are like, my Rottweiler's great. Like, it doesn't matter about your fucking Rottweiler.
They do have the weird instincts. Like, whenever anyone's like, no, my dog would never, and I'm like, he might at some point.
It's all about the owner.
It
like,
is
yeah, well
a
then
lot to do with the owner, but it's not all
we have
about
to
the owner.
assume you're a shitty owner because you probably are a shitty person.
Yeah. And you know who else is shitty around dogs? If we're gonna get on dogs, people who don't teach their children how to approach a dog. Like people who have kids that just run up to a dog and like, ah. That's how your kid gets bit in the face.
That's how kids get bit, bitch.
And I don't care. But
No.
if your kid asks me, like, I have 2 dogs, Eugene and Dottie. Dottie will be friendly with everyone. Eugene is a little bit snappy. So I always, when they ask me, well, you can pet her. She'll let you pet her, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, small dogs too. Like small dogs are often threatened by children because they're fucking have tiny brains and they're dumb and they don't even the dogs. They don't even know what. Their brains aren't quite big enough to even know what love is, you know? So they don't have a love-capable brain.
He does look really spaced out.
Yeah, so they're operating on weird instinct all the time.
Yeah.
They think like, so when my 4-year-old son approaches him like, puppy, he's thinking like, you're not going to fuck the women I fuck. And then he attacks it as if it's a predator trying to get dog pussy.
Does my dog think cuddling is fucking?
Probably.
Because we cuddle a lot.
He probably thinks cuddling is fucking. It's disgusting.
Adam always says that he's like, Eugene thinks that I'm his girlfriend and not like his owner. And I'm like,
oh yeah, like if Eugene went to like real world education and found out who Adam was to you, he'd kill Adam. He'd fucking poison your human boyfriend. We got to get this guy out of the picture. Wait a minute, he's fucking my girlfriend?
They're cuddling all night.
That human fucking goof is fucking my old lady? I was wondering why she never got pregnant. That'd be fucking cool if your dog got you pregnant, though.
Why
like
would it be cool?
I just think that'd be a cool animal. Half Kathleen, half dog would be a pretty fucking sweet animal.
It would just be like born as a puddle.
No, it'd just be like a furry you
goodness.
with like most of your material will be about dogs
Would
and
I have
whatnot.
4 legs or 2
You'd be
arms
able to,
and 2
you do
legs?
stand up on your hind legs. But like for getting around, you are be on 4.
That sounds like a really great Disney. Remember the Shaggy DA and like those ones where the dad turned into the dog? We need a movie about a comedian turning into a dog and then becoming a dog comedian.
Or how
we
about
need to make that movie, Sean.
what about a Freaky Friday? But it's
They switch it around?
But it's between like a good headliner and a shitty open micer. So all of a sudden, the open micer is kicking ass, but getting treated sort of like shit, right?
Yeah.
So, but you know what would be funny about that movie is the headliner would go back in time to the open micer's life and be like, well, I'm going to dominate. I'm a fucking super talented guy. And then they don't really do well because everybody's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We've already made up our mind about you, Rick.
We don't like you. You're 38 and you're white.
So you're writing good new material as a talented headliner and everybody's not even watching your set because they've seen you for years and you suck.
Oh my!
And then the open micer,
the
open micer has to try to make that living as a headliner, and just memorize all this fucking material, and botch half of it.
And then he learns that you have to have some sort of stage presence as well.
But he's also getting treated well.
Yeah,
like
for even after he bombs.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you know what? You're working on some new shit.
Yeah, you got to get out there.
Real bad new shit, but
real bad new shit.
That was some real bad new shit.
That's some open micer quality new shit.
Wow, what was with that new shit? Anyways.
Who would play the part?
Good luck at Just for Laughs this weekend, and then you realize, oh my God, I'm doing Just for Laughs this weekend, and I'm just an open micer. That would be a funny movie.
Who would play those people?
Anybody.
Could you cast it right now though? Like, who would you think would be good in it?
You could be the headliner.
I don't want to be in it.
Why
is it about a female comedian?
Oh, why does it have to be about a female comedian?
Why does it have to be about a female comedian?
Well, I'm saying they're a
kidding.
female. You know, why
You're
why
saying
does it
there
have to
are
be
female comedians.
right? Why would if I made it men? You'd be like, why does it have to be men?
Yeah, we just say, why does it have to be every time?
Yeah. Oh, why does it have to be the other thing?
Why are you giving me so much attention?
Yeah.
Why do I get the spotlight?
You could, I like the idea. I think it's a solid idea. Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday. We call it Freaky Friday Late Show.
Freaky.
And it would happen at a Friday Late Show where the whole crowd is tired, and then they touch the mic at the same time, like, and then there's a zap, and all of a sudden,
because he's
whoa!
hosting the show.
Yeah.
Because he's not. Well, I guess he's an open micer that won a contest or something.
Yeah, he's like going up to do a guest spot. And then the MC, who is a headliner, is like, "Hey, knock him dead, buddy!" And then, zzz,
yeah, they get a little electric.
What the fuck was that? And then the guy walks on stage, and right away he's got headliner charisma.
Oh my god!
And he's killing it, and everybody's like, "Fuck, that guy's pretty good."
Wow.
And then the MC goes back on and stinks.
We should
Just
have
fucking
a segment
sucks.
on this show of like movies and TV shows that Kathleen and Sean think will be great, but we'll
And
never
don't
make.
do anything. Yeah. Hey, did you get to 3/4 of the way through that page 1 on Final Draft? Me too.
That's better than halfway, which is what we got last time.
Yeah.
3/4 is a quarter longer.
Imagine if comedians did follow through. There'd be a lot of there'd be a lot of shows out there.
Imagine if they followed through with all their.
There'd be a lot of shitty shows out there.
A lot of shitty. But there is room for all. That's why Netflix.
Got to get your grants.
So that all grants or schmants, Netflix came along so everybody's idea could get made.
Except any comedian who's born in Canada.
Yes. Everybody, yes, absolutely.
Well, what would grants even like if comedians got grants? What would that even look like? Like who gets them?
I know it's very complicated. I think like for me, I would be like, can I have a grant to put together a tour on my own
or self-promotion?
I sell my things, or can I make my own CD instead of having to like go through record companies or I don't know.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Did you hear what happened to Taylor Swift this weekend?
Oh shit! No, I did not. What happened to her?
Okay, well, she...
Do you like her, first of all?
I love Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I've always loved her, even when she was hated for that time in 2016. But I've always loved her music. Shut up, you guys. Fuck you.
What happened in 2016?
That was when, like, Kim Kardashian, like, posted some video, thing of Taylor saying, yeah, you can use it or whatever. I don't know. It was, like, a big fight between the Kardashians and her, and there was a lot of shade being thrown.
Oh, God.
So it was terrible. But so now she's got this new... Anyway, so she was with this kind of record label. I think it was called Big Country or something. And she made all 6 of her first albums with them. And then Scooter Braun, who is Justin Bieber's manager. And all these names are fucking ridiculous, first of all.
Scooter Braun?
Scooter Braun.
That is so fucking stupid.
It's the worst name of all time. Like, I think I'm like being embarrassed to be... That's like some guy named Mr. Braun is like, I'm going to call my kid Scooter.
I want him to sound like a gay straight razor. Scooter Braun. Like, fuck off. That's so dumb. But what happened... So what happened with Taylor Swift?
So her albums were with Big Country. She left them and it's now with a different record label. And so she now owns all of her music that she makes from now on. She did not own all of her music that she had made throughout 6 years because, surprise, surprise, she signed shitty contracts when she was young. Surprise, surprise.
Well, but I mean, that's happened to so many artists. Yeah.
But this is but now it's like coming out and more people are finding out about this.
I mean, the Beatles didn't own their catalog.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what a lot of people are talking about with this. So Scooter Braun goes in and like buys Big Country for $300 million. And he's also responsible for this fake picture of her being naked with Kanye West in one of his videos. Was put out into the internet. Like, he's just been a piece of shit. And so now he owns all of her music. Owns it.
Oh, fuck.
And isn't that, like, even if you don't even know all these people that story, that sounds like what a fucking shitty move. Like, she left his management or whatever, and so now he comes in and buys it. Ugh. And then Justin Bieber comes onto his Instagram and starts being like, I'm really sorry that I posted that picture years ago, because it was the Kanye West. I don't even know the whole thing about that one. But anyway, and then Justin Bieber starts going, but what you did was really out of line and you're bullying and blah, blah, blah. And so all of these like girls jump on bus, and Justin Bieber's thing is like, fuck you for not supporting women. I love like, she comes out and she's just standing her ground and you're calling her a bully. And so everybody's like, no, this probably means nothing to anybody that listens to this. But it is really shitty when you think about it. That like
that's the one great thing about having a no demographic is you don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about who's listening.
Do the people who listen to this even care about this? I don't think so.
No.
No one is.
No.
Just Will Hannigan in the shower. That's it. We got one guy who listens to it, and he's only makes time for it when he's bathing.
Stand up bathing.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so he now owns all of the rights, and he's like, she does not like this man. Like, they do not get along. So he absolutely spitefully bought it. And it's just, but it's like all these artists, like Prince. I was talking to my friend about this last night. I had no idea why Prince changed his name. He changed his name because he was in this contract. And they're like, you owe us 6 more albums under the name Prince. He goes, that's not my name anymore. And he got out of it.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I guess the record company viewpoint on that would be like, we're the ones who bought it and financed the recording of it.
Yeah.
And paid you up front for your services.
Yeah.
And then, guess how many times we do that and the album is garbage.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So we lose. And then sometimes we win.
Yeah.
And when we win big, and it looks unfair.
Yeah.
Like if you give Taylor, like, okay, we gave Taylor Swift $5 million and paid for it to be recorded and released and all that. Looking back, that's it's a ripoff.
Yeah.
She got screwed, but because they had so many other fucking clients, it's like home insurance.
I know. Like, it's a scam.
You buy home insurance, and you're like, why is it so much? It's like, well, because some places are flooding and on fire.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody's, So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I
still
guess.
don't like that this dickhead bought the masters, all of her masters.
No, that is garbage.
But that's the thing is, like, when you are a new emerging artist, you're not, like, expecting to blow up. So, of course, you're going to be like, here's $10,000. Like, fucking where do I sign? Because you need $10,000 because you've been sleeping in your car.
Yeah.
Or,
well, and she'll be fine.
I know she'll be fine. I think it's just, like, this symbolism of it is just, like, this piece of shit dude that has been a dick to her now owns all of her material. So, I mean, even though, here, take 20% of my stuff, I'll take the rest, and that's still... I don't even think it's about the money. It's about the fact that this guy that has just been a bad man in her life now owns all of her creative shit that she's been writing since she was like a teenager, and he owns it.
And then you go back to the history
of
like you go back to through the history of like record labels and stuff, and it's like just flat out stealing black people's music and getting white artists to play it and make millions of dollars.
Yeah, the music industry's fucked in a lot of ways, but it's like I think it's like any entertainment industry. I mean, I'll probably never get anything now after saying this, but I find that most people in the business side are people who are failed creatives. So they wanted to be on stage, but it just didn't work out. So they got into the business side of comedy. And I just find like it's like people that are like business savvy and stuff get ahead, but talented artists are always going to be fucked in the end. Like they're going to just find a way to fuck them over.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the business acumen is how you promote, right? That's how do you get the word out.
Yeah.
And are you bad at that or are you good at that? So you can be mediocre and get the word out and more people will pay attention than if you're talented and never say anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's just the way. Because, I mean, for a lot of people, they'd be like, you got to promote. Like, for me, I'm not looking to get the word out about anything. I would rather people don't even know I do it anymore.
Yeah.
My preferred conversation for people to have about me would be like, does he still do it?
Oh, I hate that, though. I hate when someone's like, are you still doing comedy? Like, fuck,
yeah, I mean,
I'll
hear that from like people that I saw a guy in 7-Eleven today that I had like went to high school with them or whatever. Hey, fucking, you still doing that or?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. But I mean, every time I even lie when I'm doesn't matter where I am, I'm lying about what I do.
Yeah.
Always. Like today I had to lie. Like I was like doing like some home insurance paperwork, and they were like, what is your occupation? And there was no fucking way that I was going to say comedian.
No. So
I just said, laborer at one of the, and then I'm like, well, I can't say one of the plants. That'll sound like, what do you mean one of the? So I was like, laborer at Connexus plant Bruderheim. And they're like, okay. They just, but it's like, there's no way that I'm going to say.
Not air this. You committed insurance fraud.
That's true. I never thought of it that way. Watch an enemy of mine listen to this and then go, excuse me.
I'm going to go and make a phone call.
He's a comedian. He's by no means
so you know,
a plant laborer.
He is a comedian. Yeah, no, it is. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I generally lie. So, I mean, I can't sit back and, like, resent business people because I've never been that. I've never had that, like, sort of, how the fuck is he getting there? And, like, even when people make, like, Charles Haycock made that, like, 20 comedians to watch list or whatever, right? Yeah. And and some people will say like, oh, fucking, those lists are horseshit, but none of them are ever on the list.
Yeah.
All the people who hate the list are never on the list.
I'm never on lists. I don't hate them, but I'm never on them.
So it would have to be somebody who's on the list that says these lists are bullshit for it to really resonate.
Yeah.
Like if you're not on the list and you say it's bullshit, then like you just wish you were on the fucking list.
But no one would do that. They were like, "Oh, look, I made this dumb list. This is bullshit. Look at all the shitty people on here. I'm grouped with them."
20? Narrow it down to 4. A lot of these people stink.
Or at least
who even wrote this list?
Who wrote this list?
Somebody who's not legit.
Somebody's best friend. Yeah, I don't even look at I like to look at the list, but I don't even expect those things.
You know, what'd be great is like to make a list like that and just tell people Bill Burr did it. You know,
Bill Burr just fake.
We sent Bill Burr 10 minutes of every comedian in Canada's material, and this is what he came back with.
That would be so funny. There would be so many hearts broken if they read that list and did not see their name on it. And it's like, what? I mean, because one dude comic didn't think that you were funny. That's so funny. I love fucking with comics.
Actually, there's a whole bunch of people that would be like, I don't care what Bill Burr think. You know what I mean? Like they'd be like, he makes fun of girls.
Yeah, but if they were on the list, they'd love him.
Oh, they'd fucking love it.
He's one of my heroes.
You know what? No one brings it like Billy Burr.
I've always loved, and when a legend says something, a legend knows what they're talking about.
It's very gratifying.
I cannot believe that I've been put on this list on a computer.
So do you have like a busy summer coming up for stand-up?
No, God, no. Like stand-up is very slow this summer. I don't know. I think I said before, like, I'm just like, I could always try and find my own gigs, but then in the end I make like $200 after all my travel expenses.
Yeah, and I mean, I even find like finding your own gigs just puts you, at a disadvantage anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, can you squeeze me in August? And then they're like, boom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to pay this guy jack shit.
Yeah.
He's going to bring his PTSD dog. What does a PTSD dog even do? How does it know that you're... That's what's so weird about dogs. How does a dog know that you're having...
They are. Some dogs are smarter than others. This is a big, giant golden retriever, and golden retrievers are known to be like happy, kind of...
It's probably just a fragrance. Like when you're high stress, you stink more, and then they smell your stink and go, uh-oh.
I watched A Dog's Purpose this weekend on Netflix.
What is that about?
Oh, my God. It's about a dog.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I bawled my eyes out for the
Did somebody have cancer?
I don't think there was any cancer scares, but God, there was a lot of dogs dying in that fucking movie.
Really?
Like, it's basically this dog that just keeps on living a life and then dying, and then comes back as a different dog, and he comes out, and
that's
then
so
he finally is reunited with his original owner in a different
that's so
dog's
nice.
body. But I was Adam was like sobbing because
oh, really?
He lost a dog when from his last relationship. It was a golden retriever, and that's one of the dogs. All of a sudden, he's just like, "This is a stupid movie."
Where are we watching this?
He's not embarrassed about crying. He's a crier, and I love it. I think that's great if you're a dude and you can cry.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, I think guys that are criers are probably better, like partners.
Yeah.
People that can't express any emotion. Yeah. You're like, is he mad? What the fuck's his problem? Yeah, you always have to worry about what's going on.
Yeah.
But when a guy behaves more like a girl, it's easier for you to understand where they're coming from. Like, so if Adam's crying, you're like, oh, that's what a girl would do.
That's what girls do.
I know what he needs. He needs some flowers and a blowjob.
I can relate to this. But yeah, no, because that show talked about lots about sniffs and smells, like the dog.
Yeah.
It was like, look who's talking with a dog. Like,
really?
It had a voice.
Look who's barking.
Look who's barking. But yeah, he was just like, oh, this smells good, and it was like a pile of shit or something.
No, I think if I watched it, I'd probably be like, that is pretty sad.
You would. If you don't cry watching that movie, like, you are like a sociopath. Like, there's nothing going on up here. There's no empathy, nothing. Because even like if that was happening to like something that you hated, it was still so
But
sad.
like the premise of the movie is you have to believe in reincarnation.
I guess so, but it's more like definitely reincarnation. But it's just like I don't know. It's just trying to make.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe in psychics and all that stuff, and I went to a psychic, and they talked about reincarnation, and they say what they said, everybody that is in your life now is in every single one of your past lives in some way. So maybe I like just met you one night, or maybe we were like brothers or something weird. But
Yeah.
you're connected to every person that you meet in this life, in your past life.
But I guess
So
I'd
it's
be
the
like,
Matrix.
when does it start? Like, so let's say 200,000 years ago, we were both like early cave people that ran into each other in the hills of Africa. But then 100,000 years before that, we were both like whales with feet.
No, it's
like,
well, I don't believe that people were animals. I don't know.
oh, okay. So reincarnate. In order to believe in reincarnation, you have to believe that like humans are above.
That's what I believe. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I think.
Okay, so you're not going to come back as a kitty cat.
I would love to,
But you can't. Those are the rules of reincarnation?
Haven't you ever seen Defending Your Life?
No.
It's with Meryl Streep and Albert Brooks. And it's like, I remember watching when I was a kid, and it was like these angels going to heaven, and you have to defend why you should go to heaven, or they'll put you back in a different body. So you have to do it all over again.
Oh, so
It's a good movie.
that's how you end up with the world as fucked up as ours is. It's just people that have failed at life over and over again and been reincarnated back.
It's a bad system. It's
Oof.
a terrible system.
Some of the fucking heaven people need to be down here.
Some of the heaven people need to come back.
We're just no
we
wonder.
too many fuck ups down here.
Maybe this life is one of my best.
Yeah.
Maybe the other ones I was just being prodded constantly or whipped or something.
Oh my God. What if you had to come back as a stand-up comedian in every life?
Like reincarnation, I think like it suits our brains because deja vu like is real, right? You definitely have moments in your life where you're like, I've been through this before,
Yeah.
I've done this before, this has happened before, exactly like this. So it's definitely we're wired to believe that this has happened before and there's a pattern to this and this isn't my only life or whatever. And it's also convenient to think this isn't my last life. You know, I've had many lives and I'll have many more.
Yeah, because I'm a fuck up. I can't seem to get it right.
But it's sad. To me, it's sad. Like if I knew that I'd always been human and then I was coming back to be human more, I'd be like, oh, come on.
Okay, maybe you've convinced me that you can come back as an animal. It's anything? Okay, I don't know much about reincarnation. I just know what I believe.
I want to know when it started. When was like the reincarnation Big Bang? Like when did we start living multiple lives?
Who was the first person to come back as a caterpillar?
Yeah. And then you just kept on coming back.
And
now
then
there's
sometimes your life lasts forever, and sometimes it lasts like 2 seconds. Like if you're a fruit fly, it's only going to last a day.
Yeah, or if you're like one of those turtles that just goes up and lays eggs on the beach.
And then dies?
And then everybody's waiting. All the predators are there waiting to kill you.
Oh, my God.
All these predators know exactly when you're going.
Yeah,
so
this world is so fucked up.
yeah, it's pretty fucked.
That's not
So these
fun,
turtles just get killed, you know? But then they have
it's not
enough
just
babies
plastic
that
that's
make it.
killing the turtles.
Do you use
That's
plastic anymore? Did you see that picture? Did you see the picture of the whale that had like a bunch of plastic in its
there's
mouth?
so much awfulness, I know.
Isn't that just fucking, it's just mind-boggling.
I try my best to not use it. Like, I think everybody's doing their best to reduce their plastic consumption. When I was in Cancun, I was walking down the beach picking up plastic and then putting it in my pocket. So I was going through, I did my good deed today. And then we went swimming and I lost like 2 pairs of Ardeen sunglasses to the ocean. And I'm like, I am such a piece of shit. I am a piece of shit.
I can't do one good thing.
Oh my God, there's gonna be some whale found with some Ardeen's red sunglasses stuck in its nose or something.
How the fuck do we get rid of all that plastic? I guess we just don't.
We don't. It's here. We just stop using it as much.
I mean, that's what's so weird to think like in a million years we'll all be gone.
Yeah.
There probably won't, there'll be traces of us just like there are traces of dinosaurs now.
Yeah.
And the next intelligent life form will be like just looking at Safeway bags. Like they'll just be, what the fuck is this?
What is this natural resource?
Safeway.
This must be the safe way to drive our cars.
Yeah, and it'd be like just fuck Evian. I've seen what animal did this?
Who was this Starbucks and why is
And then they would have to
god?
look back through time and try to figure out which animal was it the dinosaurs? Did they have a Starbucks?
That's crazy because we're probably assuming things about the dinosaurs that the dinosaurs would be like, you fucking idiot.
We had the fucking tools, bitch.
We invented the wheel.
You think you think those humans invented fucking sharp tools and
we invented fire because dinosaurs could breathe fire, but you guys continue to not acknowledge that fact, and you just say that dragons breathe fire.
fucking goof.
Do you think a T-Rex couldn't breathe fire?
These humans think humans did everything.
I think they did everything.
We were all over it 65 million years ago with our fucking spears and our lawn darts. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
What is it? Have we won a single fucking thing on this?
No. Wait, no, we won $2 or something once.
So these are brought to you by, what is it, K4 Financial?
K4 Financial.
You know, Kent does a great... If I had any money at all, I'd give it all to Kent.
Well, that's the basic thing. We have him... This is our financial plan, and this is the dumb one. But a good financial plan, Kent Tilley will help you find it.
Or if you do win on a scratch and win, call Kent immediately.
Call Kent immediately, and he will invest the money for you.
Can you imagine if you actually just won one of these? It'd be insane. Like a guy won like $18 million from Nemeo the other day. Like, just
really
some asshole in Nemeo.
I just want to be that asshole once.
18 million.
18, like on a lotto ticket or a scratchy ticket?
Lottery ticket. Just some dick in Nemeo. He's probably out there fucking running a Bobcat for 83 years. And then somebody, hey, Frank, check your ticket. 18 million. Like, what would it even say at the machine? Like, looks like you won the...
Yeah, what would it say? I always get sorry, not a weird... Appears to not be a winner. Okay,
like, imagine how many fucking... Because you know how weird lottery people are. They don't fucking speak because they know that their transaction's 89 minutes and everybody hates them.
Yeah.
So they come in quietly, they do their thing quietly, they have a bunch of winning tickets, and they don't really say anything. They just stand there and then give it to the girl, and then she runs them through. Imagine how many times, like, a real legit lottery winner has just passed her the ticket. Like, yeah, it's a winner. It's won the entire lottery. And then she just, boop, like, looks like you won the fucking whole... I already knew that. Yeah, I already checked that online, so... Well,
that's the thing. Like, sometimes you'll see people win something, and they're like, man, no big deal. That's a big fucking deal.
And somebody fought... Remember somebody fought having their appearance, like, you know, because
their grandma wanted... He said that he bought it for her or something, and he signed it, but then they won and he took the money. Is that what it was?
No, this was like one where... Because one of the deals with the lottery is if you win, you have to appear publicly.
Oh, okay.
Like, you show up, they give you the check, you take some pictures,
so that
you do like a little interview. Yeah, just so that they can be like, look, a real human being won the lottery again.
Yeah.
And somebody fought it, like, in court. Like, I don't want to fucking... And it's like, dude, just take the fucking picture. Like, nobody's going to remember you.
And stuff?
Yeah, but nobody's going to remember you.
But maybe that person doesn't want to tell anyone they've won. They'll be that kind of person.
I guess so, but that's
They'll just say, I made a good investment and run away.
I guess so, but like nobody's gonna remember it. Like if you won the lottery, of course, people around you would fucking know and remember, but the public wouldn't be like Kathleen. Like they would see your picture in the paper once and go, "Fucking lucky bitch," and then they turn the page and never think of you again.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to win the lottery and have a line of credit. Can I have the coin, please?
Okay.
Please
present you with the K4 quarter.
The K4 quarter. You can find him on K4.
Just go to K4. Just Google K4 Financial, and you'll see some of his great videos.
Kent Tilley, K4 Financial. All right, we got one set for life, which would be nice. I gotta do this
By the way, in case you think we're like a sellout, he's giving us barely anything.
We're getting $1 million.
Hey, do we have $1 million?
We could win $50,000 on here. $50,000 in prizes to be won, but that doesn't mean... And I don't know how much money this Set for Life thing is. $1,000 a week for 25 years.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not going to be around much longer.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be around for. If I won the lottery, I'd find a way. I'd find. Like,
would you start working out like every day?
Chamber. Yeah.
I think I would. I think if I won the lottery, I'd start working out every day.
I would have the best fucking body because I would pay someone to cook for me, and I would pay someone to force me to go and work out.
But you'd still go to A&W when you were away.
If I had I like healthy food. I just don't know how to fucking make it properly.
Yeah, that's true.
Because every time I make it, I'm like, what have I done to this? It's awful. But I've had like healthy food. I'm like, this is fucking great. I've even had vegan food. I'm like, I could be vegan if I had somebody feeding me every day. I wouldn't like maybe I go to McDonald's once in a while, but like I only go to McDonald's because I'm lazy and I don't know what to make.
Can you make me that thing with quinoa and peaches and chicken again, Francine?
Yes.
I loved that.
That's why I own McDonald's, exactly. But that's like the thing is like when people see these like celebrities and they're all thin and all this, they've all got this. Yeah, of course they have thousands of dollars. They have somebody that comes and carries them out of bed and puts them on a treadmill. They have like they have money to get surgical procedures to make their body look like that because naturally it could never look like that.
And now even fast food is like not as unhealthy. You know, like I think there should be like something called Beyond Vegetables that are like shaped like vegetables, but it's actually meat. So you get this thing that looks like celery, but it tastes like steak. That'd be fucking great.
That would be amazing.
Beyond vegetables.
Why don't we start this business?
Beyond vegetables, and it's just steak shaped like veggies.
Oh my God. I think that would be great.
So here, try this salad. And you're like, this is the best fucking salad I've ever had. That's because none of it's vegetables.
Yeah, I don't understand why science hasn't figured out a way to just have the food pill where, like, you get this thing, like on Willy Wonka, she's like, I'm having a roast beef dinner, and now it tastes like this, and now it's blueberry pie, and then she turned into a blueberry.
Right.
I don't understand why we haven't figured that out yet. So it's like you barely eat anything, but you get the sensation and the feeling that you just ate a full meal. And then
There must be drugs like that.
not accessible to poor people, that's for sure. But poor people, I guess, like, obviously it's not like a big, I mean, that's why most poor people get, like, very unhealthy because they can afford to go to McDonald's, and it's easy to feed a family of 4 on cheeseburgers.
It's true, yeah.
Like, it's so much easier to be unhealthy and cheaper to be unhealthy than it is to be healthy.
Wow. Look at this. Why Arby's is testing meat products that look like big carrots.
What?
It's already alive.
Oh my God.
What is it called?
That's meat?
It's
Arby's
meat shaped like
is
a
this
carrot.
real or is this an April Fool's thing? No,
That's legit.
June 27th. This is like a couple days ago. Arby's is turning the plant-based meat craze on its head by testing meat-based plants. The new marketing scheme highlights Arby's meat-only credentials. Yeah, because they got the meat. Reinforcing its slogan, we have the meats. I should have written this. The company says it has produced a new meat-vegetable hybrid food called Vegetables.
Oh, okay. So they're
Megatables.
making fun of A&W and McDonald's making the switch to meatless,
Listen,
right?
It's an obvious troll against its fast food rivals, including Burger King, McDonald's.
That's not going to work.
And a dozen
that troll
others,
job's not going to work.
which are adding plant-based meat. Arby's has no immediate plans to sell its
Shut the fuck
crazy
up,
new
Arby's.
concoctions in stores, and the blog post announced the meat vegetables reads fully tongue-in-cheek. So it is a joke, but
the thing
Arby's,
is, so Jim just passed this to me, so I knew that I was hacky. Arby's is
I totally fell for that, you piece of shit.
Arby's is fucked.
But you know what? You know what a big thing in fast food marketing? People love when fast food places are sassy. Like some of the tweets that come off on I don't know if we can Google funny restaurant tweets, and it's like KFC will someone will tweet about KFC like, oh, I've got a stomach ache. They're like, you shouldn't have been sucking your mom's dick or something. Like they come back with
Really?
crazy.
KFC does that?
Well, all of the there's lots of them out there, just tweets of
Yeah.
fast food places being sassy, and people love it. Like there's
like NHL teams, they're like, the Carolina Hurricanes had this funny tweet, and it's like it's 22-year-old that tweeted it. And it's
like they have these young kids just tweeting for these companies, and so they're coming back with sassy, but instead of someone being, oh, that's a 20-year-old brat, it's like, oh, Wendy's, you're being funny. Like it's this new.
I guess Wendy's is funny.
Wendy's is pretty.
I never thought of
funny.
Wendy's as funny, but they're funny.
Oh my God, this is such bullshit.
Did we lose
I
again?
think we've lost again.
We have the worst fucking
Maybe
scratch
Kent
and win
Tilly
luck.
at K4 Financial is gonna have to up his sponsorship.
Sorry, Kent, but these $5 tickets aren't cutting it.
These aren't cutting it. We're gonna have to go up to a $20 ticket and then feel even worse when we lose.
Yeah.
I can't believe
We should buy a ticket
this.
called Set for Death that just covers your expenses after you
Set
die.
for death. I'm so pissed. Because
What is
last
that?
week we didn't get to this one because we were running out of time, and we didn't even win on that one.
Perfect. I think we've had been a good run. 53 minutes. I got to go do
I know, you
trivia.
gotta go do trivia.
Oh, you got to
I get it. You got a weekly gig that pays
Boring.
you. Okay, I get it. Yeah. If you let's tell people if they're still listening at this point in the
No,
podcast.
it's over. Will's out of the shower.
Can you go and subscribe to us and give us a nice review?
Might as well. Go with a 3-star.
Yeah, I mean 3
Cut it
stars
right
is
down the
fine.
middle.
We only have 4 and 5 right now, but that's all of our friends and family. So
I just love the fact that people who went there specifically to do you a favor and rate still couldn't bring themselves to make it a 5.
5, I know. It's so
They
fucking
were
funny.
like,
I
well,
like
that's
her.
ridiculous.
I like her, but come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to send a weird signal that says, I wish Hot Mess was back.
I'm sure Wendy was one of them.
Oh, Wendy.
I'm sure Wendy went
I
in there.
miss Hot Mess.
No, she's just like, I would give them 5 stars, but they talk about dead babies too much.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, we did it again. We
did it
lost
again.
people, and we lost listeners, and we lost our scratch and win.
Yeah, but we still have K4 Financial.
Life's about
sponsoring us.
loss and supporting K4 Financial. Coping with loss and settling your affairs with K4.